Okay, what's up, guys? Wraith Realm TV. So this channel used to be Rev Sauce 9. I am now Wraith Realm TV. I brought the name out of the Pandora's box and everything when I moved here to the desert. So I want to clear the air with that one. My co-host is busy tonight. I think he fell asleep. He's busy with IRL stuff and different things. So we'll get his opinion when I go live on this channel eventually, when we talk about SmackDown and all the different stuff. And he'll probably give his spin on Darby Allin and what he thinks about everything here in the future. I just wanted to get a long form video out there for you guys because everybody's talking about Darby Allin, and we're reviewing Dynamite for 4/15/2026. And this show honestly was a solid 8 all day long. AEW is hitting home runs right now. Seriously, hitting home runs. And I've been enjoying the shows. And I've also been enjoying the wacky stuff that's been going on with JCW, Gigolo Pro Wrestling, MLW, and MLPW, stuff like that, Major League Pro Wrestling, things like that. So it's like, I enjoy AEW for the main stuff, and I've been enjoying other stuff outside of that. And I've been really, really, really enjoying the stuff. And it's been fun to watch. And AAA to a certain extent, with the Americana stuff has been pretty cool. I've been enjoying that stuff too. Not everything I love and hate when it comes to WWE. The stuff on the main stuff has been bland. And I don't care for the Pat McAfee stuff. But anyway, you're here to hear about Darby Allin, my channel, things like that. So this is the place to be for my long form wrestling content, like podcasting, long form reviews, things like that. And then I chop it up and I put it on my other channel, Wraith Realm TV, if you want short form content, little clips of different topics and different things that we talk about here on this channel, or when I'm podcasting with my co-host, Smooth Panna. Check out Smooth Panna, by the way. Links down below, or you can find him at Smooth Panna on X, on Kick, all over the place. You can find him all over the place. He's working on his channels and things like that. And he's also got a mouth and an opinion like myself. So get your favorite beverage and get what you need. Come enjoy the show. So Darby Allin is champion. I know a lot of you don't like that, and I'm loving it because I'm a Darby Allin fan. But I saw this coming. They've been holding off on giving Darby Allin the champion. They were going to do it last year when they were in Everett in Seattle, but he got hurt. And then he had to go climb Mount Everest because he was committed to it, and he only had one shot at it. And Tony Khan gave him the time off to do so. So, so shit happened. And then when he came back, he had a feud with Jon Moxley and all this different stuff. So it kind of just, Darby Allin's been kind of pushed to the side. And then finally, MJF's had the belt for a while. He's been carrying the company. And they did the same thing with MJF a year ago with Samoa Joe. Had Samoa Joe go over, and MJF lost, and he went and filmed Happy Gilmore 2. So AEW can't win everything. They can't please everybody. And I think people that are losing their minds today and going crazy, I don't think it's justified. I think it's cheap heat, and I think it's people that are literally, honestly, just being mad to be mad. I would rather have this than Pat McAfee on a SmackDown, or Cody Rhodes doing stupid shit at a Pat McAfee studio with his show. You know what I mean? And all that fake shit that's going on. Or Roman Reigns saying, we just don't get it. I'd rather have this stupidity and obnoxiously funny shit that's going on with, the whole Darby Allin stuff, which I'm okay with. I'm okay with Darby Allin having a 30-day run with the title belt and being on shows and featured on things. And I know he's doing a whole thing with Jackass, So at the end of the day, man, it's like when Mankind got the belt. We were all in shock and awe that they would give Mankind the belt and have him have a run with it. But it's kind of the same for Darby Allin. And they brought out Sting. They did the same vibes as they did with Sting winning the belt for WCW. To me, at the end of the day, it is what it is. And I'm not mad over these things. And at the end of the day, look, MJF's had many title reigns already in his young career. He's going to be, at the end of it all, probably like a 15-time champion by it's all said and done. I believe so. The way they're going, they're booking him like John Cena. So at the end of the day, who cares? Who cares? It doesn't hurt MJF. I still view MJF the same, and they've done it before. MJF has gotten beat clean by and squashed by someone else. I believe it was Wardlow, then it was Samoa Joe. And again, like I said before, I wouldn't be surprised if they swerve us and they give us Wardlow coming back because he's in American Gladiators right now. And at the same time, they're probably going to lead us to Camille at Double or Nothing at Arthur Ashe Stadium winning that title. Guarantee it. I think Willow is really hurt. I think she's been playing off this injury, and I think honestly she's going to lose. And Willow should lose. Willow's been in the same boat as MJF, winning title and then losing and then winning it back. And, again, MJF has had many title reigns. Again, this does not hurt MJF. I don't think it hurts him because he's probably going to win it back anyway at Double or Nothing. So again, like I said before, it's not going to set MJF back here. This is to give Darby Allin, because he's been leading the company, been doing amazing things outside of AEW with the skate community and things like that. It was just here's a baton. We're finally going to award you, finally. And they had to do something. What were you going to do with Darby Allin? What, TNT belt again? What, a national title? You've been building this guy up as your face for a while, and he's one of the original pillars of that company. What were you going to do at that point? And don't tell me, oh, well, it's disgusting, it's gross. Look, 30 days, MJF gets it back. All things are corrected, and that's that. Or they have Darby run it until All In, and then call it a day and have him lose. It's okay either way to me. Because you got Swerve sitting off to the side there. Swerve comes in, Swerve, they recount it like that. Swerve wins belt. I'm happy either way. Swerve, MJF are 1-2 when it comes to heels right now. And look, Swerve, I think, has been written off TV for injury reasons, I think, for a minute, or just taking a break to do different things. You bring back Swerve, Darby, you have them kill each other. I'm cool with this. I don't understand why people are so upset over Darby winning a title. It could be worse. You could have a no reaction WrestleMania right now and being bored because most of the stuff at WrestleMania is boring. Let's keep it for real. So again, we have Tommaso Ciampa versus Damian Xavier. And to be honest with you, they made Tommaso Ciampa look really good. And Desmond Xavier too. So at the end of the day, Desmond Xavier is probably going to be Trios champion soon. I guarantee they're going to have the Rascals Beach Trios champion, or they're going to do a national title run with Desmond Xavier or TNT. Good. Again, I said they could turn the TNT belt, TV belt, into an X Division title, and they can have so much going on for it with Kevin Knight. Sky's the limit with Kevin Knight. Kevin Knight is the shit. I'm happy that he won the belt. I don't care what anybody else says to me on this channel. It was a good move to do. Kevin Knight, they've been pushing for a while. Kudos to him. And he's another one that's in the Wayne family vortex that, trained at the Wayne facility compound and all that different stuff, the Wayne school. And another one is that, we may see, Wayne come back and Mother Wayne come back. And maybe, he's been doing things in Ring of Honor, but we could see him making a comeback over here. Sky's the limit. Look, Darby Allin needed the belt. They gave it to Swerve before Darby. They gave it to Samoa Joe before Darby. MJF many times. I think it was time that they finally reward Darby Allin at this point. And to be honest with you, at the end of the day, what were they going to do with Darby Allin going forward? Nobody can explain. What were you going to have Darby Allin go for next? What? The national title and make him look strong with that? That's another... To me, if you're building Darby Allin to be a main eventer, why would you have him go for a Tonka toy? Make him go for the main thing. And he's been talking about this for weeks, months, that he would really wanted the title. They had him go on a winning streak. You belt him up. And they did it in his hometown. Tony Khan's been well documented for doing this kind of shit. So I don't know what people are upset over, and I don't know what people are mad about. To be honest with you, your anger is going to be justified at Double or Nothing because they're going to give it right back to MJF. Or better yet, they may bring in Swerve Strickland, and we may have a different conversation. Like I said with Smooth Pana, we said this. They're gonna probably bring back Swerve, and they're gonna probably do this three sideway um thing. So like I said, I'm excited about all this. I think it's gonna be an amazing thing. I think people need to calm down on their heat and stop this whole and Bully Ray. And Bully Ray, go fuck yourself, dude. Bully Ray, you're the same person like JD from New York that goes crazy on podcasts, slam your hands, get upset. One minute you're shitting all over AEW, and the next minute you're praising TNA and all this different company for doing what they're doing. Get the fuck on. Come on now. Anyway, Tommaso Ciampa, Zesmond Xavier, great match. Ended up with Tommaso Ciampa winning, and I'm cool with this. It featured things that Xavier does and what Tommaso Ciampa with the knee, beautiful thing. 1, 2, 3, game over. And Tommaso Ciampa needs to be pushed up to the main top. You brought him in, and he's been on a winning streak. You have him go against, be one of the opponents for Darby Allin, if that's what you want to do, or an MJF. So we have FTR talking about their dynasty victory, taking a pose, kind of taking a page out of Cope and Christian's old school WWF days, and saying they'll never have, which we all know that's going to be phony baloney because you're going to have a three-way at Double or Nothing for the Young Bucks, them, and then you're going to probably have Cope and Christian going over at this point. The CNC show, you're going to probably have them go over and win in a ladder match. That's what they're probably going to do. Have a little bit of a ladder match, and then they'll end up winning it. FTR comes out, starts talking shit about them and saying they're never going to get this. And then Stothy comes out and says what he needs to say. End of story. It was a good promo, but again, FTR is having the best run. Like, I agree with some people there. FTR is having a good run with those belts. I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't take them off of them. Because really outside right now, outside of those two tag teams, you don't really have very many tag teams there. Again, Kevin Knight and Claudio Castagnoli for the TNT title. It seems like Claudio Castagnoli is the first person, or in Hechicero, that they bring in just to make new champions look strong. Where I think Claudio Castagnoli should be in the national title division and fighting for titles. That's just my personal opinion. Kevin Knight, what can we say about Kevin Knight? Kevin Knight's just good at what he does. And Kevin Knight could be a future champion. I don't think 2 belts, Kevin Knight. I think when he's talking like that, I'm sorry, Kevin, you're still green, as they say, and I think you have time to grow. Don't try to go after a main card title just yet. I say build yourself up a little bit. It's kind of like Leo Slater, how I feel about him in TNA. Is like, you don't want to build him up just yet. Let him cook a little bit. Let Kevin Knight have a run for a while. Have him win at like an All-In. Have him win at like Forbidden Door. Then you take the belt off of him and you let him transition to being a, maybe him and if they go Swerve Strickland, if I think they're going to go that way, Swerve Strickland, maybe if Darby Allin, but then you have that problem because Kevin Knight's a face and Darby Allin's a face. And I don't know how you would do that. Again, I go back to the whole Darby Allin and MJF stuff, right? And a lot of you got upset over it, but you guys got to understand they've done this before with MJF. And MJF's good at what he does. So what he is doing currently right now, he's shitting all over the product. That's what you want him to do. You want him to be mad. You want him to put the middle fingers up. You want him to do the things. And that's what you should have him do. He's been carrying your company for quite a while, but now they need to start building up stars. Like MJF, I get it. He's had so many runs. I love MJF. MJF, you watch this, look, I've praised you. I like your devil gimmick. I think you're a badass human being. I think you should be AEW's lifer and retire in AEW. I know you'll probably go to WWE eventually, but in my opinion, I think personally, and this is just me speaking personally, I think you are the shit. And I think, hey, look, dropping the title right now and regaining it back later I think it would be the best for business. Or maybe they don't. Or maybe here's what they do. They fuck them over at Double or Nothing. Somebody fucks them over and then they start over a different storyline. That's what I'm saying. Swerve is going to play something in this. Swerve has got to play something within this, in my opinion. And I think Tommaso Ciampa does too. So as I said before, there's so many moving parts right now. Right now in AEW, it's going to make this World Heavyweight title for the rest of the year be interesting. Another thing that you're seeing is, I told you guys this when I was talking with Smooth Panna yesterday, and we went into depth. I said to you guys that, look, they're going to keep playing this Jon Moxley, and they're going to keep playing this Continental title. I think he's going to lose the title. I think they're going to have, again, Will Ospreay and him. And I think, honestly, with the Continental title, I think they should honestly, figuratively, literally take the time limit out and just have them, like, last man standing. Let both of these guys kill each other and let Will Ospreay go over. If you're going to do a Double or Nothing thing, I think if they do a program, that's what they should do. I've said this before. Will Ospreay, give him 20 minutes and let him go out. And the storyline with his neck has been they're doing what they did with Danielson. And to me, it doesn't work with Will Ospreay when Will Ospreay's not playing that neck at all. You saw that Dynasty, and you're kind of seeing it now. Like, they're kind of playing on it, kind of not. With his match with Hezicero, I'm saying it right. So, again, Kevin Knight, good shit tonight. Camille, losing. What are we doing with that one? I thought they were going to have it come in and beat Willow, but I think they're going to have her. They're going to let this simmer. You just don't bring her in and don't have, like, some type of a story. I'm assuming they're going to do something of the range, and I'm hoping it's not Mercedes Moné coming back. Camille does not need to be wrangled in with Mercedes Moné. Tony, you have Camille on your roster. Build her up to be something. Don't have her sit and go away. Have her keep fighting for that title. I think that's what they're going to do. They're going to have Camille, and they're going to run it back at Double or Nothing. That's what I think they're going to go for. So Kevin Knight beat Claudio Castagnoli. We had Renice Burkett in an interview with Chris Jericho. I like this version of Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho's done everything. He's just doing what the fuck he likes to do. He's not doing the list. He's just running it back with different stuff. He's playing the greatest hits, basically. So this is Chris Jericho's greatest hits. I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't run it back with the demand again at Double or Nothing and have Chris Jericho go over. Or Chris Jericho's going to align himself with different people. So you saw the demand come out. You saw Ricochet do his thing. And they fucked him up, basically. That's what they did. They beat him up. And they're going to continue this. It's good. I'm cool with this. Chris Jericho does not need to be up in the main card. He does not need to be going for a national title or a TNT title. Not just yet. Have him be reintroduced to TV for a while. Have him play around with Ricochet for a little bit in the sandbox. And then you have Chris Jericho go over and you go to the next character. Is Chris Jericho? You're getting the old man Chris Jericho version, and you're just getting what you're getting. And that's just how it is. Again, like I said, I think the interview was good. I think the demand and stuff like that, look, I'm cool with it. You know what I mean? Then we have Will Ospreay and Hechicero, again, playing off the neck and all this different stuff. Look, I'm for it. I'm cool with it. It's just that they should have done this at Dynasty, and I know they're going to run back Jon Moxley and Will Ospreay. I know that's what they're going to go for, 2.0 of that. They'll probably do like they've done with that. One thing that they need to do, they failed to do, is you need to start building up a feud early on with, they kind of did, but it needed to happen months ago. Kadeshita and Konesuke Okeshita and Okada. Sorry, I'm having a brain fart for a second in this recording. I apologize. Okada. They need to do this quick and fast. They need to start having this blood feud. Now, they need to take the belt off of Okada. Okada needs to be fighting for world championships. I think if you keep it on Darby, or even if you go the way of maybe you make that national title into something big, or maybe you make the Atlantic belt, they got to get it off of Okada, because Okada's walking around and he's looking like a jobber by the day. And I know that sounds terrible of me to say, but that's what it looks like. when they have these promos, it just doesn't look good. Marina Shafir, I don't know what we're doing with her. You belt her up, you have her lose. You had a thing with Thekla tonight with Alex Windsor, which was great. I like Thekla. I hope she keeps the belt. She was a beautiful thing in New Japan / Stardom. And I think even when she was with other promotions in the United States, when she came around with Rise and I think a few other wrestling promotions, I think personally you keep the belt on her for a while. You signed her for multiple years. You treat her like a Tony Storm for a while. You have her not lose. So we get there, and then we have Mark Davis. I forgot to mention in the Hechicero match, we had Mark Davis do a pile driver, which, again, people overreact. Oh, they're doing another pile driver. It was a safe pile driver. He had his legs up, and he was cushioning him. If you watch replays on AEW, they do really good pile drivers to where the point, or like package Scotch pile drivers, where they don't get hurt. I find it interesting how people literally go, oh, another pile driver, people are upset. I noticed with AEW, and I noticed this even with WWE, a lot of people just cry to cry. A lot of people just bitch to bitch, and they don't watch the wrestling. They want to find things to complain about, especially these casual fans. They want to find something to bitch about so they can get ratings or they can make a social media post. And I'm grateful that the whole cinema thing's over. Oh, that was absolute cinema. You don't know what wrestling is then, man. Again, we had the Tekla and Alex Windsor, and then Alex Windsor beats off the to Sky Blue and Julia. It was really good. Absolutely fantastic. Willow Nightingale defeating Camille. I didn't care for this. I thought it should be the other way around. But they can't give you. So here's the thing what Tony Khan's been doing lately. He's giving you part of a cake and letting you have a slice. He's not giving you the whole cake and giving you all the slice. He's giving you part of it now and a part of it later. And I think that's what people need to understand when it comes to AEW and the way their wrestling is. They can't give you all the cake. So they're giving you a slice. So defends against Darby Allin, and Darby Allin wins. And we're probably going to hear from Darby Allin at some point. And that's pretty much Spring Breakthru for the night one. Night two's tomorrow. There's a lot of good matches there. I'll be watching and probably doing a review for you guys here. But again, I'm just going to tell you guys this. AEW's killing it right now. I don't care who else tells me. It's literally them, and I would say MLW, and then GCW, and then I would say like and I would say AAA's up there. Like WWE, literally with AAA is having me entertained with the whole Americana thing. Americanos going at each other, mask versus hair or mask versus mask. Like that shit's great. That shit makes me smile. And then the stuff they're doing right now with Wendy Chu over at Evolved. Like, of all places I talk about is Evolved. It's insane. Again, like I said, TNA, they're on some other shit right now. I haven't really been watching. I know they did a whole Rebellion pay-per-view, and the Hardys lost. Thank God for that, because the Hardys need to lose the belts. The Hardys need to retire, to be honest with you. They have really, truly, like, they're slow. Like, we're talking slow. And, you know, it's the same argument I have with Chris Jericho, but I understand why Chris Jericho, he can literally eventually become a manager. In that deal that he just signed, he could become a manager eventually, and it would work out great there. So here's what's going on for this channel, the future and all this stuff, schedule wise. We're gonna be doing a SmackDown review. We're also gonna be doing night 2 of Spring Breakthru, or a live stream depending on what's going on. And then we got WrestleMania night 1 and night 2. I'm probably gonna do a watch along of that, and then somewhat of a review. We got that going on. We got all the stuff that's going on Friday. So it's going to be a wrestling marathon here on my channel. I can't show you footage, but we'll be across the board for all of you beautiful people on YouTube, Twitch, you name it. We're going to be watching some of the shows and some of the, you know, different stuff that's going on in the world of wrestling and things like that. That's during WrestleMania weekend. But yeah, this is the show. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Look, I know not everybody's going to like my opinion when it comes to the Darby Allin situation. Look, at the end of the day, to me, they did the right decision. Not everybody's going to agree, and there's going to be YouTube channels out there. Like I said on my X timeline, there's going to be wrestling channels that are literally going to be rage baiting. That's what they're doing. That's why they get the views they do, is because they're going to rage bait. Or they're going to say, oh, well, you know. But at the flip side, like, okay, if we're going to go there and it's so stupid to you, then Tale of Two Stupids, okay, here we go. Let's talk about it then. Pat McAfee is the most stupidest thing in the world right now and insulting my intelligence. Or would I rather have Darby Allin in a feel-good story? I'd rather have the feel-good story, personally, than all this stupid stuff to build up for WrestleMania. That's just my personal opinion. Anyway, my name is Wraith Realm TV. Make sure to rate, like, and subscribe here on this very channel. I will be back tomorrow with Spring Break Part 2. If it's uploaded or streamed, I'm going to be streaming all day, all tomorrow, everywhere. Twitch primarily, but I may stream to YouTube. Who knows with me? Anyway, I'll see you guys. Peace.